I got to point out something that's blatantly obvious. And it's become really super obvious to me with this last, election with the candidates that they have up there. Because, especially in the Democratic Party, because they do have a great candidate they can actually have in the Democratic Party. Now, I know Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton are kind of neck and neck. And yeah, Bernie Sanders is better than Hillary Clinton. But he's making light of like the enough with the emails. Like emails, freaking, she blew the security on her freaking CIA agents out there in the field. For crying out loud. I mean, a lot of shit. Besides, I suspect very much that she was giving away state secrets for contributions to her damn Clinton Foundation. Now, I gotta say, what I think's what I can already say that probably the Russians are right in some ways. They said Americans are decadent; they're going to be falling apart. I'm showing a casino here, and we got a guy that's even like in the Republican Party that made a lot of money off of casinos, like he's going to make America great again. I'm thinking, well, I believe it if you were a manufacturer, or you built roads or houses like for people instead of casinos and resorts and vacation golf course garbage and things like that versus if you built single family homes or condos maybe I'd believe it, buddy. But actually I probably gonna I put a video out before about I'm gonna get on to something else here, but I want to say something first else different. I did put a video out about Hillary Clinton landslide thanks to Alex Jones because he's pushing Trump a lot. And one thing I just looked on his crap, just now, and YouTube didn't want to monetize that because it was unfriendly for advertisers, and I was like, yeah, okay, because I don't even know if that's accurate. I'm going to ask him to monetize it if it turns out Trump runs independent, because I don't know if it's going to play out like that. I just think it is. I'm pretty damn sure it is, but we'll see. We'll see. I want to when I get the facts there, I'll ask him to monetize it. But I ain't giving a shit about that video too much. But I'm kind of warning people what to watch for. If the guy runs independent, that was a disinformation guy. But you know, that's one of the biggest things we got going. We got corruption of the youth. Like everything I pointed out with the communist tenets has been going on from basically the last 100 years. I know sometimes they blame the CIA is involved in it. CIA Director Casey. This is one of the things they always put. You'll know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false. But it's not just that. It's also coming from the KGB or the FSB. It's coming from foreign elements. It's all kinds of stuff. Actually, the only thing that really is the backbone of the United States is the individual American. Now, this is my point, though. The individual American is really getting like a lazy, slothful, lackadaisical, hooray for me, show off, I want to go blow all my money at Trump's casino or something. I don't want to pick on Trump too much, but, something like that. Instead of actually buying something of substance and doing something of substance. And one of the things that's really highlighting just how screwed up things are getting is what's going on in the Democratic Party. Because Hillary Clinton should have been, she shouldn't be running for president, period. It's beyond the emails, man. There's been corruption going all the way back to the freaking 80s, with the dead body count, for crying out loud. And people like, will deny this, and I'm like, here's the troll spray, psh, tell me Hillary Clinton is honest. No way in hell. No way in hell. But, the other side of it is this, the alternative people are making it sound like the only answer is Trump. Now, I'm going to say something, maybe it's going to be unpopular here, but, may be with some people. But one of the best acid tests I know for a candidate for any kind of office is how they stand on a gun issue. Because it's beyond guns, it's beyond, hunting or self-defense or your belief in, I have the right to own weapons or Second Amendment. what it really comes down to is, people that are, pro with the gun issue, or they have very high marks with the NRA or something, they also are very pro individual rights. That's the key. But a quick acid test is the gun issue. So Hillary Clinton's got a flat out F, and Bernie's got a D. And Trump's got a non rating because, even though he's saying all this wonderful stuff in the last couple of years, he's been basically a D rated person back in 2000. So I don't know where this guy stands. He could be blowing smoke up everybody of his wazoo. And, people find it hard to believe, but hey, here's one of the biggest liars right here. She could tell you anything. She used to say she was against lesbian marriages. She said that for many years. Come on. But, this is what gets me. And this is telling me, actually, I think the only way to, I don't even care about the Mexicans coming over the border, all right? Hey, come on over, fine. I don't give a shit. You know what pisses me off? The people that have been living in here for generations that to support this lady. Like they think she's the best thing in the world. I think they ought to be deported. And it's not about Democratic Republican, because I can tell you the Bush family I'm disgusted with. Okay? But, I'm looking at the Democratic Party, and I'm saying to myself, you got Hillary Clinton, and then you got Jim Webb. Jim Webb, you don't even hear about this guy. How come, you got Bernie Sanders as number 2, which I could say, yeah, Bernie's better than freaking Hillary, but he's got a major fatal flaw. He's almost like thinks that the government grants us rights. That's one of his major fatal flaws. He's not a bad guy in some ways, because I know he's really different from Hillary, because Hillary's pro Wall Street despite what she's saying, and he's really against the too bigs to fail. And he will fight for the common guy all the way in some ways. The problem is he kind of has this attitude that government grants rights to people. I don't like that. That's bullshit. And it's evident. It's evident by the way he stands on a lot of issues. And the fact that he sweeps the email problem, well, let's call it the State Department top secret information and on what our operations are and what people we have on the field, not having security problem. Let's not call it an email problem. It's not an email problem. Let's make it sound like, freaking email like AOL or something. Come on. That's not the deal. Now this guy, I know he's showing him with George Bush, but he's a Democrat. He's showing him with George Bush because this is his son. Yeah, he's in the Marine Corps. He was in the Marine Corps. I don't know if his son's still in the Marine Corps, but Jim Webb was in the Marine Corps. He would be the only veteran. Now, if this guy was running as a Democrat, I would definitely vote Democrat. There's no doubt about it. This guy would be better than JFK. Because I remember when he was Secretary of the Navy, he was like my boss, because Secretary of the Navy is in charge of the Marine Corps, too. But what disgusts me, it's like everybody's ignoring this guy. What's wrong with the freaking people that are Democrats? How come they ain't getting behind this guy? When these people getting behind Hillary Clinton over this guy, Jim Webb, I say the country is really got like fungus rot all throughout it. I got more problem with the people who've been living here that are for Hillary Clinton over Jim Webb than I do with any Mexican immigrant coming over the border. Be bluntly honest about this. I don't really give a damn about this Mexican coming over the border shit that freaking Donald Trump talks about. And I got a real problem with what happened under the Obama administration when you had the drug cartels and arms going to the drug cartels and then bringing in drugs into the inner cities. Under basically the protection of the freaking administration. That's what I got a problem with. But what the hell? I mean, you could build a wall, but if you're going to deliver, what the hell's a wall have to do with it? They would just keep out the good people. That's what that would do. Who gives a shit, man? Really, I'm I'm not too freaking. I don't really give a shit too much about some of this stuff, but I know that they're doing. They're trying to undermine our system by having open borders. I know that, but I'm not like that freaking hell bent on closing a border. I already know. You know what the deal is. You got to stop the problem, people. But that's like, he's playing up a game when he's saying that, Trump. I know he is. Because this guy's got to get a load of people like that working for him. And, sometimes they came from Poland. They didn't know he was come from Mexico. Trump, right? But, I smell that something's up with this deal because Alex is constantly saying, like, I know Cruz has got attached ties to the Bush family, maybe, and Goldman Sachs. But don't tell me Trump don't have ties to all these people, too. And don't tell me Trump didn't know what the hell was going on with the Clintons the whole damn time. But here's my problem. And see, that's another thing, because, Republicans are stupid, too. But I got a real problem with any Democrat that got behind freaking Hillary Clinton, period. I got a real problem with that. Real problem. It's like, and I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking to myself, you got a piece of crap like Hillary Clinton that basically sold us down the river many times over. She screwed up everything in the freaking Middle East. I mean, it's not just about Benghazi and setting up Christopher Story. Christopher Story wasn't supposed to get killed. That wasn't a plan. It was not supposed to work out that way. And actually, Fox News has all these recordings of between her and Secretary Lew and, Treasury Lew. And they were supposed to release them, but they didn't. They didn't do anything. They're all full of shit. But, here I want to compare Hillary Clinton between, here's Jim Webb. Now, how come Jim Webb is not a front runner for the president and on the Democratic ticket? I would vote for this guy in a second. Even if Donald Trump was consistent over the last 30 years, I'd still vote for Jim Webb. Democrat or not, I don't give a shit. This guy, he was U.S. Senator from Virginia, Secretary of the Navy. Like, that was back, he was in charge of the Marine Corps. He was the Marine Corps' boss. He was Secretary of the Navy, Assistant Secretary of Defense for Reserve Affairs Council for the United States House Committee on Veterans Affairs. And he was a Marine Corps officer. He's also, he worked in the private sector. See, unlike, Hillary Clinton, who freaking gets hooked up with, $200,000 for speaking 20, 30 minutes, this guy actually had to freaking work to make his money in, the media sector, the publishing sector. He was an Emmy Award-winning journalist, a filmmaker, and the author of 10 books. He taught literature in the United States Naval Academy and was a fellow at the Harvard Institute of Politics. He's a Democrat. This guy's great. This guy's great. Now, he would be the only, he was the only guy that is a veteran. But, beyond being a veteran, he was in the Marine Corps in Vietnam. He got the Navy Cross, Silver Star, 2 Bronze Stars, and 2 Purple Hearts. This is not the guy that's just going to be like using up our troops for political gain or because, we need to have something happen because, like I know in Bill Clinton, the bombing would go on in Bosnia because Whitewater was in the freaking headlines, that kind of shit, right? Yeah, what kind of nation elects a draft dodger that goes to Canada to evade going to Vietnam over Herbert Walker Bush? You say Herbert Walker Bush, oh, he's CIA, he's trilateral commission or whatever the hell he is. They all are. Bill Clinton is the same thing. He's trilateral commission. He's Council on Foreign Relations, Committee of 300, Club of Rome. They elected him. People, what's wrong with the American people, man? And I'm looking at this, and I'm gonna have to get political here. Well, it's not political because it's right and wrong. I know there's a lot of bullshit wrong with the freaking Republican Party. But this guy outshines any Republican going. This guy would be better than JFK, but you don't even hear about him. It's like they make fun of him even at Saturday Night Live. Because he's the only one as a Democratic nominee that had an A rating by the NRA, and they'd say, could you answer that? And he goes, in a skit on Saturday Night Live, they say, pass. But he did answer the question. In real life, he answered the question. And why? Because people have a basic right to self-defense. And he says what's really going on in this country is that people that are committing the crimes are just doing circumventing all the laws anyway. Just like what happened with under the Obama administration when he had arms going down to the Mexican drug cartels and drugs coming up into the inner cities in the United States under his administration, which you don't need to build a wall for to stop. I mean, come on, they could stop anything, right? I mean, they could stop a bug coming over the freaking wall, like a mosquito, if they wanted to. They got so much freaking surveillance out there. Don't tell me they can't. So, I got to tell you, what I'm really coming up to is this. The American people are so rotted through with corruption, laziness, slothfulness, or whatever you want to call it, narcissistic, hooray for me, little freaking games that don't mean nothing. There's more freaking, actually even on YouTube, I look at what the hell's going on. What's the most popular thing out there practically? It's video games. All freaking day, video game. What the hell? What's the matter? You can't pick up a hammer? You can't do anything? You can't do anything besides video game. That's the most important damn thing there is. Superfluous fluff. So if somebody makes a cute little remark about some bullshit, automatically people go, oh, I like this candidate better. Well, you know what? It's going to come right down because karma's a bitch. This guy, Jim Webb, even if say Trump was 100 times was exactly what he was about. Say Trump was consistent the last 40 years. I would love him if he was. Even though he sticks his foot in his mouth sometimes. But I mean, the last couple of years, I know he's going a little too far with stuff, but he's good. He's in the right ballpark, right? But he hasn't been consistent because he loved the Clintons, and he wasn't just talking. And he couldn't have been that stupid as to not was now going on in Mena, Arkansas, and all the other shit that was going on with dead bodies, including Vince Foster. He wasn't that stupid. When he's kissing up to the Clintons the whole damn time before that. And he was kissing up to them. Don't tell me it was one way or the other. They're all in with each other. This guy, Jim Webb, is 1,000 times better than any candidate we got up there, and he's a Democrat. And you know what? You don't hear shit about him. Where's the freaking public outcry to get this guy as president? You know what? If I'm gonna write this guy in, man. If there's some bullshit like Trump is on independent, and you got some lame ass freaking wishy-washy Republican that's a pseudo-conservative that's on the Republican side, and I'm not talking about Cruz because I think I'd vote for Cruz. I'd probably vote for Rubio too, even though I'm not too cool on him. And Clinton, Hillary's on the other side. But say it was Jeb Bush in there. You say it was Jeb Bush, Hillary Clinton, and Trump. I'm gonna write in Jim Webb. I don't give a shit. I mean, I'll be a waste of freaking vote, but you know what? I'm so pissed off this shit because right now, I tell you what, it's beyond, I don't see how the hell people could be getting behind this lady. I mean, you got to be born under a rock if you can't see behind that she's just an egotistical, lying piece of crap. And, actually right now, she's getting all bent on the shape in New Hampshire because they're going to require a valid ID to vote. Oh, you don't want that. Yeah, I know what's going to happen. She's probably going to get slaughtered. I think Bernie's going to win. But, how come this Jim Webb didn't win? What the hell kind of stupid nation we got now? She would have been, if this was in 1960 or in the 50s, this lady, she wouldn't have got, decades ago, she would have been, shipped to Siberia, courtesy of the State Department for Putin to freaking put her on a work gang. That's how bad she is. But, it's like times have changed. Actually, I tell you what really won is not so much she had a troll spray. Yeah, anyway, not really. I'll tell you what's really won. It's not so much the CIA is freaking trying to screw up America. You know what's been screwing up America? The think tanks out of the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, and what is that? The Institute of Policy Studies. There was another. That's a Marxist think tank, in Washington. I just thought of that off the top of my head from way back when. That was another one that Al Gore was involved in, I think. They already screwed up the United States a long time ago. They already, and it's all in concert with, even with what Russia's trying to do to the United States. But it's all beyond that. If you go past that, it's the high up elite. It's not even so much the politicians or even our CIA. It's way beyond that. They corrupted this society to the max. That's what I'm really, because it really just hit me like a laser that Hillary Clinton, I can't believe this lady's still around. And you got somebody like Jim Webb. Jim Webb, I would get behind 1,000%. 1,000%. And I never voted Democratic in my life. Never. I mean, I voted Libertarian sometimes, but I never voted Democrat. I never did. I never did. And, that's how highly I think of him. Actually, I think the last time we had a really good president, even though he had flaws, was JFK. I'm not too keen on Ronald Reagan. I know the Republicans like to say, oh, he's so damn good. Yeah, he wasn't actually what you think he was. His speeches were better than what he really was. But, that's kind of like what's going on with Trump, too. Speeches are better when he really is. But I don't want to drag on that guy too much because, well, I hope I'm wrong. We'll see. But, I'm also seeing that Alex Jones is making it sound like he's the only option. Cruz is no good. Yeah, well, you know what? Trump is connected to all the freaking bad guys, too. Don't let him fool you. And Alex damn well knows this. So, but, if there was a real alternative media out there, the alternative media, like Jeff Rentz, Alex Jones, big names, whatever the hell they are, they would have been gotten behind Jim Webb, a Democrat. That guy is head and shoulders above everybody, by far. Not only is he a veteran, but he's a highly decorated Marine Corps veteran. He's got the Senate experience. He's got the U.S. Naval experience. He's running the Department of Navy. He's got all kinds of experience in education in Harvard. Like I mentioned all that in the, what he was doing as far as like a book writer and a media publicist. I mean, he had to work for his money in that. Emmy Award winning. He had to work for that. Hillary Clinton just said, hey, get up there and make a dumb speech. Here's 200 grand. Yeah, that's hookups, man. So, if the alternative media was right and true, the alternative media would have got behind Jim Webb. I didn't realize this guy was running even until recently. That's why I didn't say nothing. I didn't know he was running. And here I'm looking at all the candidates. I didn't even know he was running. That's screwed up because I would have said a lot of shit a lot earlier, too. I really would have. And, if I don't like, what the hell's up there and they're all screwed up, I'm writing this guy's name in. I'll tell you that right now, even though it's going to be a waste of vote. So, the point is, our nation has actually become riddled with garbage. And it's not just because, somebody came from Mexico. Well, I guess maybe some people coming in from foreign countries are behind Hillary Clinton. I don't know. Maybe she's popular with, I don't know what she's popular with. Maybe she is popular with, people coming in that are illegal immigrants or so. Which not supposed to be able to vote if you're an illegal immigrant. But I think she's popular with, I don't know what the hell she's popular with. I don't know. I think she's popular with Microsoft software that makes her freaking ahead in CNN bullshit polls. That's probably what she's popular with, to tell you the truth, because actually Hillary Clinton is really another name for the casino. I'm not even sure what the hell, because I don't think she is popular with a lot of young people, and I don't think she's that popular with women either. And I'm like, what the hell is she popular with? Microsoft software, which makes her popular, and CNN polls. As I said before, but it bears repeating. So anyway, our nation actually is kind of rotted through all the way through. And I don't give a shit if you're an American and lived here all your life. If you freaking think Hillary Clinton would make a good president, and you think somebody like Jim Webb is no good, don't let the door kick you in the ass, because I'd be all for freaking sending your ass to Siberia because you got absolutely no clue what the hell America's about. You're a spoiled, lethargic piece of crap. Now, you know what? This is my opinion. That's my opinion. Too freaking bad.